I love that Officer Blue made fun of my new Nike shoes. Greetings, fellow citizens of Disney California Adventure. Brickey here with somehow it's already time for our August 2023 update, where we're gonna look at all the new things that have happened over the last month inside of Disney's California Adventure. And how is it that we are less than 30 days from not only Halloween, but the first Oogie Boogie Bash, which will take over DCA several nights throughout September and October. Wow, this year is going fast, and I'm excited that good things are on the way. That's at least a nice consolation prize for how fast all of our lives are going. So friends, Brickey here, let's do our monthly update as we're very, very close to the seasonal changes at the Disneyland Resort. And it is just absolutely crazy how fast all this is going by. But as I said, it is nice that all these traditions are on the horizon, especially for those of us that live close to the park where our seasons really don't change. So Disneyland kind of becomes an indication of where the rest of the world is going. Well, that and all the pumpkin spice. Soarin is back open, but as you can hear from that compressed air noise in the background, they are still doing a lot of work on the front facade. The good news is this will wrap up by the end of the month, because September 1st is when the monorail comes back. This can all be done because the monorail is not currently active. So I would assume that this project wraps up August 31st, and we see everything back to being fully operational September 1st as we get the monorail back and the monorail tracks need to return to their normalcy. But the compressed air noise over here is super loud. Like barely can hear the music. Not only does Grizzly Peak offer the best Halloween vibes as you get to walk along the Outer Banks Trail, feels like you're walking through Michael Jackson's Thriller, but it also offers Villains Grove, which means that the Redwood Challenge Trail closed at the end of July, and it says it'll be closed till August 11th, which will they open it back up with the Villains Grove overlay already installed? I don't know if that number is correct, but that's what I was able to find on the website. It'll be interesting to go in there once it has reopened with Villains Grove overlay. I don't think that that date's right, but nonetheless, this quiet, scenic part of the park transforms and does a lot of the Halloween heavy lifting, and I absolutely adore it. All the fall vibes, all the spooky vibes, all the midnight vibes. This is a spot that if you come during Halloween, you owe it to yourself to take a walk on that back trail. It's just perfect, especially when you see all the steam coming up off the river. That is amazing. So you can already see through the brush one of the light cannons there. And then as we move the camera over, you can see another light cannon there, as well as they're installing stuff currently while I'm here into the little treehouse bird sanctuary, and then another light cannon over here. So awesome to see that the Disney Imagineering team or production team, these look like the folks that work on Fantasmic every night, are in there already setting it up for us. I see another cannon over on the far side. Absolutely love Villains Grove. It is by far the #1 attraction for me to buying a ticket for Oogie Boogie Bash. And beyond these two pillars, you can see another one of the light cannons. And as I'm looking around, I'm spotting these things everywhere. But friends, soon we will be walking right down that trail into the Villains Grove. And man, oh man, I cannot wait. Less than 1 month. Oogie Boogie Bash kicks off the 5th of September. Oh, you think you're hiding, little yellow ladder? You think you're hiding, little yellow ladder, but I see you back there. I see you getting ready for the good times. Friends, this for me is fall. It is Halloween. Walking all through here and getting to feel the vibes of the steam coming off the river, the Halloween decorations, the treat trails, the music that plays across it. just coming out of Villains Grove. This, to me, this is Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. This is Halloween. I'm ready. Now behind me, you can see on the edge of Grizzly Peak, San Francisco Street, which was always a part of the Pacific Wharf. But now that the Pacific Wharf is transferring over to San Fransokyo, opening up at the end of this month, what's the fate of San Francisco Street? Will it stay a DCA 1.0 oddity, or will it transform into San Fransokyo? Since last month, we've seen scrims all up and down the street. Don't worry, the Embarcadero, nailed it, is still open for business. We're not gonna close any shops, don't get crazy. But the entire facade we have seen them working on. So my question for you is, does San Francisco stay 1.0 DCA oddity, or does it become yet another thing in the park that receives IP overlay? What would you like? Would you like for it to be a historic, bizarre little part of the park that you could tell your friends and family, hey, I don't know if you know this, but this is called San Francisco Street. It's here from the beginning. Or are you excited to see more IP, more characters, more storytelling all throughout Disneyland? Comment below, would love to know. Look at you, World of Color, all acting out, showing your nasty side, getting all up in front of people's faces. Look at you. It is no wonder when they say, if you get up front, you will get wet. Because those front fountains are probably, I'm gonna say maybe 10 feet. Maybe 10 feet from this rail that protrudes out. That is wild how much infrastructure exists to make World of Color happen for us every night, where these tables on scissor lifts live below the water, then come up, breach the surface to put on this nighttime spectacular. Go back and watch some of the old videos of updating our playlist, where I have footage of this entire lagoon drained during Bob Chapek Presents The Wonderful World of Sand. What a throwback. Midway Mania is closed down for refurbishment, but it will be back open on August 17th. Not exactly sure what they're doing. Hopefully they're fine-tuning some of the projection boards that after a while seem like they get a little out of focus. This remains undefeated as the best gaming attraction at the Disneyland Resort and any Disney park that I've ever been in. I think they absolutely nailed it with this one, and it'll be interesting to see when it comes back online. Is there anything noticeably different that we can see? Or is it just basic infrastructure stuff that seems to be happening a lot this summer at the Disneyland Resort? Interesting development that the Coco wall has literally been whitewashed. It'll be interesting to see, does this mean that something maybe Halloween is taking over this billboard? It is interesting that the Coco billboard, the most Halloween friendly or holidays friendly, as the back corner of Paradise Pier gets very involved in this time of season with the Coco puppeteering show. I wonder if they're going to keep it Coco but adjust it for the seasons. Definitely will be something that I'm paying attention to. And this is one of those moments where I say, bro, if your other YouTube channels aren't showing you that this wall's been repainted, are they really showing you everything? Make sure to subscribe to get one of these videos every Saturday where you can see what's happening at Disneyland, DCA, Downtown Disney, as well as the Disney hotels. And when we have 5 Saturdays, I do long-term retrospective showing you projects over a long span of time so you can see how small actions make big results. All right, we can see now that the bottom of the San Fransokyo Bridge has been installed. And if you peer onto the bridge itself, you can see that one of the top facades is laying on the bridge. That big bronze, brownish looking decorative piece, that appears to be one of the pieces that will get snapped up here on these two towers that you can see with the little teeth that are sticking out so they can grip the facade on them. But friends, this park is back to having a version of the Golden Gate Bridge inside it once again. Over here on the corner where it will be the beer garden, we can see one last piece of construction. We can see the scrims down there at the bottom as well on the upper floor. I believe this might be the last piece of the puzzle as far as restaurant transformations go, but they still need to hang that neon out here on that front rail. Will be interesting to see when that lighting package shows up, which if you think about it, will only be able to be seen in a couple of rare instances of people glancing over the bridge, but that's the Disney way. Put it there for whoever notices it, let it be a surprise and a bonus to them. And just to clarify, that lettering will go right on the edge of the dock there, illuminating over to the 3 walkways that surround it. Kind of like a baseball home plate type shape, with this being the back flat edge. And then here's a better look at that piece of the bridge that will go up high, which makes me wonder, does the orange stop here and then it's bronze on the upper half? This project has piqued my curiosity, and it looks way better than what I could have ever imagined. When we look at this piece that's being displayed on the bridge from the other side, we can see that it's just sort of a production blue or gray, meaning that that's probably what the substrate is made out of. But the other side, the customer-facing side, that has been painted to give it all the textures and feelings that Disney wants this bridge to exhibit. So maybe those horizontal pieces are going to sort of look gold and bronze, which is a color that would complement nicely with this San Francisco orange, which I believe a viewer brought to my attention that is actually called International Orange or something along those lines. I'm trying to remember that off the top of my head, but I always appreciate when you guys chime in and let me know why there's that big open space over on Harbor. It's for the massive power lines. I love showing you all this stuff, and then you guys show me back what you know, and we learn together. Fascinating community, wouldn't trade it for anything. And if you enjoy that type of Disney nerdery, consider joining Club1313.com. That is my private Discord and community where we do in-park meetups, watch-alongs, exclusive content. It is really fun having a place troll-free where you can talk Disneyland with other people that never get bored of the topic, just like you don't. Even though the land doesn't open up till later this month, this is our full look at the Pacific Wharf from the bridge over, what I'm assuming to be completely done. And it is definitely an improvement. We've broken down all the artwork, the colors that were chosen, the textures, the storytelling. To see it all finally come together is a real treat. Do you see this emptiness? Do you see how there's no one around? It's sad, it's lonely. Disneyland should be experienced with friends. This is how it feels when you don't subscribe. Hey, I'm out here grinding, working hard for you, up in the production, trying to bring you the best storytelling and updates that I can from the Disneyland Resort. How about we become a team and you subscribe and join Hey Brickey today? Yes, nailed it, hard sell. Appreciate you signing up and helping me grow the little channel that could. Combat my loneliness. Get in the frame. Join the team. If you remember, we looked at this sign last month and debated, would they change it or should they just keep it as a souvenir? All the blue fish have been removed, but the Pacific Wharf sign still stands. So maybe that will be a little Easter egg reminding us of old times. And I'm slowly losing one of my favorite views in the entire park. This little keyhole is coming to an end. So it does appear that we have one more major paint job that's going on, where this grain silo over here is being transformed into whatever its new decorations will be. This is a real standout piece and could be a pretty photogenic spot, depending on what they put on top of that. Being such a fun and iconic shape, if I were a designer on this team, this would have been a spot that I really would have put a lot of attention into to be a fun hook to grab people's attention over on this quiet trail. Maybe that's why it's one of the very last pieces of the puzzle we'll get to see, like how they've obviously been stalling on putting the bridge together and a couple of the other big reveal finishing moments. There are just fun little street art pieces sort of put all around here. It's fun to kind of dig around and try to see which ones I can find. Yo, I wish there was karaoke nightly. All right, we see the Lucky Fortune Cookery sign, neon sign, maybe the best neon sign in the entire resort, has returned to its greatness. All refurbished, repainted, and looking great. Absolutely adore this sign. I didn't have any idea on what to expect on this fish turbine. It is pretty cool. Definitely a decent scale. I do hope that eventually there is some sort of motor in it that makes the blade on the front end turn, but this is definitely a fun new addition. Nice little baby icon. It'd be rad to see a couple more of these pop up, but I'm enjoying this. This is a fun detail. So we still have this one last collection of construction walls sitting over here where the old beer truck used to be. This area getting transformed over into a meet and greet as well as a new store. Looks like they are holding back a little bit for when this actually opens up officially at the end of this month. So friends, we're still seeing a lot of the construction walls up from our last visit. As I understand, the meet and greet will be right here, and the new shop will be in this space over here, putting a little corner of kind of entertainment inside of what is DCA's food court. Riddle me this, where's the food court inside of Disneyland? There isn't one. This has always been an inferior design of this park. Good to see them spruce it up and to do the best with this little mini land and put some personality into it, because it is just a food court and it did need that Disney touch. And then here is our closest look we're going to get to the new coloring of the bridge, as well as that horizontal piece that's laying down on the ground, which by the time this video is live, that will definitely be up on there. I believe that will probably get installed tonight. So maybe by this Saturday's drop, we could see this bridge possibly completely done. At the very least, a couple steps closer. Oh, beautiful. We meet again, just the two of us. How does this keep happening? How does it keep happening? Why is it still going? All right, there's the first guess. Looking good, girl. Something looks a little different over here right now. One of the best neon signs under refurbishment. I'd love to see them take care of all these pieces of the park that make it so special. Shout out for using a scrim that actually has the artwork printed on it. As we all know, that hasn't been happening a lot these days, so it's nice just to see some art in the park, even when we can't see that masterful sign. Blah, 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 Halloween, blah, 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 Cars Land, blah, 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 blah. I cannot wait. I don't want to be a broken record. When those secondary telephone poles start to pop up, you know that Halloween is coming to Cars Land, which is the best Halloween land in the resort. And blah, 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 Halloween, blah, 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 Cars Land, blah, 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 blah. Can't wait. We still see the construction walls up for the shop that's actually being built inside of the HQ building. I do believe that this is just an area for them to load and get into the building, and there won't actually be anything sitting here. And we see over here the Nick Fury setup is still around, along with the Avengers Jeep that has been moved over in this location. So I'm purposely filming this from far away, but there's a new seating area that has just popped up over here. And I kind of hate when they just throw seats, tables, and chairs down in the park when it wasn't part of the original design. Don't want to film too long or film these folks, but that is just kind of, it's annoying because it's not supposed to be there. Can I get him? Nice, got him. On the edge of Sollywood Land, Sorrowwood Land, the saddest land, Hollywood Land, Schmoozies is down for a month, and I really hope that they preserve all along the outer edge of Schmoozies is that original DCA 1.0 mosaic. If you've never had an opportunity to look at the mosaic that goes around Schmoozies, it is really something to check out. It gives you an indication of what this park looked like when it first opened up. Oh, thank you so much. I'm shooting way over your head though. I appreciate you. The mosaic is really a fascinating detail and a historical piece. So I hope that that doesn't go away. And shout out to the cast member that almost broke her neck going underneath my camera. And speaking of schmoozies going down and the sadness of Hollywoodland, have you checked out my Disney expansion series, where each and every month I take you through how the park could evolve and grow and scale way beyond where it is. Right now, things are a little bit weird with where the park's at financially, but it's always bounced back. And there is a long play for this park to grow over the next decades, and I love every month showing you a sample of what that could look like. So make sure to check out the expansion series. If you like the update series, it's kind of the same thing, but it's once a month, and each month we look at a different territory at the Disneyland Resort and how it could evolve into future expansion. It's a super fun and exciting series, and I cannot wait to have you become a part of that adventure. My friend Chris Glass loves when I do what he refers to as Disneyland TED Talks, where you see me standing out here at distance from the camera. My man Chris Glass saved today's video, so I'm gonna do a very special Brickey TED Talk just for him. Today, I forgot to put an SD card inside of my new camera. A couple months ago, with help of my friend, I've been navigating through a professional grade camera to try to make the videos look even better and to make the videos look as cinematic as I'd always hope for them to be. I am far from reaching the quality that I strive to get to, but I feel like each video is a step in the right direction. This is when I TED Talk it. back into Disneyland. So today, without my SD card, I walked through the front gate, went to hit record, realized I had no card, and it would have been very easy to walk away and just say, not today, Satan. But instead, I walked over to Harbor, fought through the crazy religious people, and went to 2 stores, bought 2 SD cards. Neither of them worked for this level of camera. Once again, it would have been very easy to give up and to not do it. But here's the thing, as a creative person, challenges are part of the process. And one of the reasons why I love Disneyland so much is because it always arises to its challenges. You have a theme park built in an incredibly small piece of land with a city that sprouted up all around it. The different design challenges Disney has faced has only made it better over the years. It's what I refer to as designing within restraint, because they don't just have a raw plot of land they can do whatever they want to with, they always have to play into their surroundings and figure out what to do. So take Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, that was designed for Disneyland and then just replicated and massaged into Hollywood Studios out east because it had to fit into the bizarre puzzle piece that Disneyland had available for it. That kind of problem solving, I absolutely love as a creative. That's why this place inspires me. That's why I keep coming back and filming these videos over and over again, because I feel like it has made me see the world in a different way. It has made me see opportunity inside of problems. It has made me see potential where there are problems. And I think if I will take anything away from this place other than the good times and its beauty, it is that creative problem solving. So when I showed up, and it would have been very easy to go back home to do this video that I probably only make $30 for, there is no way in my mind that I was going to give up, because in my mind, Disneyland has never given up. And there's your weekly TED Talk inside of Disneyland. This wireless microphone was the best thing I ever bought. There's so much wild stuff I can do with it. Like this. Boo! And if you're wondering how my friend Glass saved today's video, so he was a real homie and he drove me over a card that would work for the type of cameras that we own. I sincerely appreciate having another Beverly Hillbilly living out here with me. Long live Kentucky. A great place to be from, but not always a great place to be. No disrespect, I did my time. Well, friends, from the edge of Carthay Circle, right where our story began, is where it ends. Thank you so much for showing up for another rip around DCA. I hope you enjoyed seeing all the updates this month that we could find, and I'll see you here next Saturday when we do Downtown Disney, and the Saturday after that, we will do the Disney hotels, and the Saturday after that, and the Saturday after that, the Saturday after that. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. And thank you, my members of Club 1313, for making today possible. And an extra shout out to Chris Glass. Thank you for saving me and bringing me an SD card. That will not get forgotten again. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for walking around DCA with me.